So I'm going to try and explain to you what this mystic side of this shit is, because that's where all this stuff really comes from. It doesn't come from the political side. That's the bullshit they give you. Okay, that's the bullshit they give you. So this is the Kabbalist Tree of Life. These are the Jews that are involved in the witchcraft and shit that I keep trying to show you. All right. So this would be the hand of what you would call God. This is the hand of the devil, mommy. And if you look real close here, see the fingers? So that giveaway. Okay, so all of these are different. All of these are different. I don't know, dimensional type things. Energy flows up and down. This is 247. So when you hear people saying I'm working 247, it's in reference to the work in this side of the tree. The 369, here's Saturn, the sun, the moon, the earth. So the 369, like that song, because they incorporate the shit and everything. 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey got choked on the red tail line. It's all sexual crap. Okay? What happened is, and I know this firsthand from talking to who or whatever, they blew this thing up. And I can show you in the diagram right here where the problem came from. In order for this thing to work, which is our reality, and all the realities above us, these two sides, and the up and the as above and the below, all have to balance out. So you got 3 on this side, 3 on this side. If you look at these 4 right here, if I draw a box right here, I don't know if it'll do it. If I draw a box, all 4 of these are connected, right? The connection point is here, right? There's our X right there. You see it? Okay. If you go up higher, what's missing? Well, you don't have this center one right here. You don't have a center one right there. Okay? That's where Jesus was. That's what his connection was. They took him out of the equation. So now what happens? Now what happens is when the energy comes up, okay, as the energy flows up like this, and it gets to here, it either goes off this way goes off this way. Hang on a second. Goes off that way, or it goes off this way. Funny those colors, right? Red, white, and blue. So what happens is when you're trying to get here, and this is just a schematic. I'm just showing you how it works from their point of view. To get up to here where the creator is, you have to go through all of this bullshit to get there. Whereas before, when Jesus was here, you just went straight up, right? So they're trying to say this here, that these two are trying to meet. They're not. They're doing everything so this can overtake this and own the whole thing. And there was never any balance between the creator and Satan. So let's read over here. It says, again, the following is Neoplatonic Gnostic doctrine. Further, Seraphith, that's these circles, lies from the center of the denser matter, blah, blah, blah. So what all this is saying is that these things actually collapsed. Now, when you look at, let me show you in a YouTube video. Okay, so if you see here, the New Year's Eve ball drop, that's this ball up here. See it right here? What I'm showing you here? Okay, so I want you to watch this so that you understand, because I've explained this before, but I don't think you got it in your head. Now you see how all that heats up? Now watch. See the fireworks? Because they blew this thing up. And so they celebrate it and stick it in your face. Every year they say Happy New Year. But the truth of it is, we haven't moved an inch. right? Because they blew this thing up. It's right here. See the fire? They fucking blew it up. And as that ball comes down, that's referred to as the fall of light. The light being the connection between the lower, down here in hell, where we're at, because that's mommy, right? To the upper, where the Father is. They blew up that connection. They did that. And they most certainly did it when they killed Jesus. Okay, he was the physical manifestation of the connecting point between the upper realms and the lower. They killed that off. Again. So when you see this, people are cheering, and they have no idea that they're cheering for their own destruction. Dude, it's a goof. That's why when you see every country in the world has an Independence Day, even though they lost, the independence is they cut the connection to the Creator. You see, so that's their independence. That's why they show you the fireworks. That's what the 4th of July really is. It's not about independence from Britain. It's about independence from the Father. That they cut the cord. They blew this thing up. This is just, it's a schematic. Okay, they blew it up. So your black cube, okay, when that thing blew up, this whole thing, it's like the way it's written, all the pieces from these things all funneled down here and became the garbage, what's left of it. And so we're basically the ass of this whole thing. So that's why they use phrases like "you're the shit" and all of that stuff. Okay, they blew this thing up. So what you're seeing over here again is this connection point being destroyed. So you see the line going right here? It's the same one that ball's on that pole. As that thing fell, this is what the connecting point was to the Father. They blew that up. That's what you're seeing over here. And they got everybody cheering for it, never knowing, never once, that you're cheering for the very thing that has cut this place to ribbons and turned it into a fucking hellhole. And who do we have to thank for that? Would you like to take a guess? Who do you think? The same guys that drew this picture, the fucking Jews. And it's always them. So, hopefully that you'll understand now when you look at the New Year's Eve. You'll understand that there's no New Year's anything. There's nothing new under the sun because of what they did there. It says, through the breakup of the seraph, the equilibrium and unity of God has been destroyed. Absolutely. The light and the dark of the primal light have been separated, and it is obligation of man to reestablish it. Oh, so the Creator can't fix it, but we gonna step in and fix it. See, this is the Jewish mindset to reestablish both his inner unity or wholeness and wholeness of God. Not gonna happen. Because it's impossible. It's impossible to fix it from where we're at. To accomplish this project, it's called Tikkun. She didn't give you the rest of it. It's Tikkun Olam. Remember the transgender shit? Yep, that's what that is. The Jewish people, as Knesset, Israel, have a predominant role. According to who? According to the Kabbalah, which they wrote. Isn't that interesting? According to the papers that they wrote. Wow, talk about an endorsement. From the earliest Spanish manuscripts onward, the Jewish race has seen itself as a representative of Shekinah. That's another big word for mommy. The devil. The feminine principle split off from God. Right? So they're trying to tell you right there that God was androgynous. Well, my father's not androgynous. Theirs is. Reminiscent of the Gnostic Sophia and according to Kabbalistic Hellenistic tradition. So basically what they're saying is only the Jews can fix it. But what's funny is it's only the Jews that destroyed it. You get the joke? So if we look over here, let me get this out of the way here. Right? You see this hand right here? This is a famous picture of Jesus. And there's your X. You see it down here? That's the same X that's right here. Okay? See that hand? Notice it's the same as Mommy's. Who do you think Pilate was working for? You think he was working for good, or he's working for the Jews? My guess is he's working for the Jews. So hang on a minute. And so this is the rest of, see this painting over here? This is the other side of it. So you see this Jewish dude over here putting his arms up like this while Pilate is sending Jesus off to be killed. See the positions of his arms? See the position of these arms? So this dude here is a representation of what I was just showing you right here. Right? Matter of fact, maybe, I don't normally do this, but I'll try it. How do we do this? Freeform. So maybe if we just take this like this, come down here like this, and take dude like this, and then come up here like this, and then come up and tape his arm like this, and then come down like this, and then over his head like this. It doesn't look real good, but fuck it. It'll be good enough. So if we put him right there, you see how the arms go out? You get it? So what they're doing here, this is how they code stuff, folks. Here's the hand here on this guy. Right? See it? Pontius Pilate. So we're going to draw it over here to Mommy. Right? You get it? There you go. That's the same hand. This is a famous painting. These guys know this stuff, and that's why I'm able to see it. Okay, it's not by chance. This dude over here is this Y right here. So he's this right here. Okay, so you see that right there? You understand how all this is put together? Now, what's this bitch over here? Well, if you look at that real close, I'll show you. This is when Black Lives Matter started, okay? I mean, I caught this shit right away. This is hilarious. Remember it said Black Lives Matter? You see in the back here, there's no sign in the shadow. See it? Right there. See it? There's no sign. It's because she, this is mother. This is her hand right there. See it? In this case, they're calling her Ophiuchus. It's the same broad. So they just put this up so everybody will look up Black Lives Matter, but the real message was the shadow in the back. And here's a statue of Ophiuchus right here, which is the same thing as this. But this right here, right, is the same thing as this. You see? So it's them and their demonic ways that have utterly destroyed this place. And so the straight line that would have got us up to the Father, right? They took that and disconnected it. So does that make sense to you? So old three fingers down here, Mommy, the lizard fuck, whatever you want to refer to her as, these guys are making their move. Because that Black Lives Matter, that was all part of COVID. COVID is another word for, it's a code word for covet. It's one of the 10 Commandments. The word covet means to be jealous of or to take or want to take. So I can't remember which one it is. Which of the 10 Commandments said, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. That means you ain't supposed to steal. So instead of saying COVID-19, we'll call it COVID-19. And we'll mix that in with a big medical emergency that we'll create, but then we'll shut everything down and start stealing people's shit. See, it's COVID-19. COVID. See, it all works together, guys. And see, if you look here, these painters, they're all Kabbalists. They all know the story. There's the X right there. Right? There's dude's hand right there. There's dude's hand right there, same as mommy's, right? Then you got this dude over. You got her over here. Emulating the same thing. Do you get it? You see how they put it in paintings? But somebody will just look at that and just say, oh, well, that's just a painting of Pilate. But really, it's the story of what they did here. And the Jew that's standing there holding up the symbol of the broken system to Pilate, who's making the dragon's claw, because they all work for mommy. Your precious Donald Trump and your wonderful Joe Biden, they all work for mommy. It's because you know why? Because we're down here in hell. See this? This is mommy's domain. See? This is the father's domain up here. And by their own admission, they're the ones that fucked it up. So you keep voting, and you keep going to your church, and you keep praying to this woman because that's who you're actually praying to. And see if she has a change of heart. Because I'm going to take an educated guess and say, probably not. Matter of fact, I have a feeling she's going to make it way worse before she ever thinks about trying to make it better. I don't hate Christians. I hate Christianity. It's a bullshit religion. Because if you can't sit down and look at this picture and take this apart, you don't understand your own religion.